30 seconds. Okay. 20. What's that? Right over there. We're going live in 15 seconds. Thank you. 10. 5. Welcome to CVCA Royals football, brought to you tonight through the generosity of CVCA football parents and friends of Royals football. Tonight, we're on the road at William E. Kurtz Stadium in Massillon, Ohio, where the Royals are set to take on the Tuslaw Mustangs. My name is Tim Nichols, and I'm glad you found us. We're simulcasting the live stream tonight on CVCA's Athletics Facebook page, and also for the first time officially on the CVCA Boosters YouTube page. Of course, many of you have found us in weeks 1 through 3 on the native Boxcast platforms, either in a browser or on your mobile phone or through the Boxcast TV apps within the Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire platforms. However you're watching, we're glad you're here tonight. There's a significant touch of fall in the air. Clear skies with temperatures in the low 60s this afternoon will give way to a very cool night. From 10 to 20 miles an hour. And colder throughout the game. By the end of the game tonight, we'll be in the upper 40s. So much so cold that winter coats, hats, and gloves will be the norm. The second half of the abbreviated regular season starts tonight. It's game number 4 of the 2020 season. The Royals bring a record of 1-2 into the game and are coming off their first win of the season last week. A 41-12 victory at home against the Orville Red Riders. They look to get on their first road win of the season tonight here in Tuslaw at Tuslaw High School. The Tuslaw Mustangs enter the contest at 0-3. Their 0-3 record, a result of 3 losses to start the season, but winning tonight at Tuslaw will be no easy task. In fact, the Royals have not won on the road here at Tuslaw High School in a decade, since 2010. We'll see if tonight they can break that streak. Again, be sure to follow us on Twitter. At CVCA Livestream is the Twitter handle. We'll do our best to interact with you and follow your tweets during the broadcast. Again, that's at CVCA Livestream, and like the last 3 weeks, you can see that Twitter handle on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. CVCA last week fired on all cylinders at home, led by sophomore running back Kyle Snyder, who had 3 rushing touchdowns, and Michael Bevington with another 2 scores on the ground and 1 more through the air on a 59-yard bomb to David Lewis. The Royals are averaging 263 yards per game on the ground, and they're powered by their offensive line. That averages 244 yards per player. Senior Jack Bova, 6'4", 280. Sophomore Tony Collins, 6', 275. Junior Joey Johnson, 6', 205. Sophomore David Glover, 5'7", 200. And senior J.T. Nichols, 6'3", 260. That's the offensive line for the CVCA Royals football team, and they have dominated in weeks 1 through 3 on the line of scrimmage. But lost in the offensive outburst last week was the outstanding job that the Royals' defensive front did on Orville, holding the Red Riders to -5 yards rushing. That's 5 less than 0. The defensive front, led by juniors Carter Parmenter, Ben Andexler, and Brandon Riley, averaged 233 yards across the line, and they should have the advantage tonight against the Mustangs' O-line, which averages just 223 pounds, and that Mustangs' offensive line has struggled to generate much on the ground all season. In 2 of the Mustangs' first 3 games this season, Tuslaw has rushed for less than 30 yards from scrimmage, averaging just 1.5 yards a carry last week on the road at Loudonville. When the Mustangs do run the ball, number 18 junior Jeremy Strong gets the bulk of the carries, and he did have 145 yards on the ground in week 2 against the Orville Red Riders. Lanky sophomore quarterback number 5 Troy Harbeitner is the signal caller, but his Mustangs failed to generate any points last week against Loudonville. Their only score came on a 92-yard kickoff return by number 14 Caden Lau, who plays wide receiver on offense. But Lau's specialty is on the defensive side, where he is a special mention All-Ohio safety. He might be the best player on the Mustangs roster. Hartbeitner will also look to get the ball to junior wide receiver Dylan Workman, who accounted for 2 of Tuslaw's 4 offensive touchdowns this season back in Week 1 against non-conference rival Southeast. We'll take a moment now and pause as the Tuslaw Marching Band is on the field, and we're about ready to listen to the Tuslaw High School alma mater.
She is also part of the National Honor Society, Student Council, Leo Club, and Modern Language Club. Outside of school, Julia takes private voice lessons.
As we rise and honor America with the playing and singing of our national anthem. A fine rendition of the national anthem sung by one of the Tuslaw students and the Tuslaw High School Marching Band. Well, last year, the Royals and the Mustangs played a classic game at Royals Stadium. Tuslaw shortened the game with 3 long 10-play drives, including a 15-play drive in the third quarter and a 17-play drive in the fourth quarter, and ran off almost the entire clock in the second half. But with the game tied at 14 apiece, Tuslaw coach Matt Gouling chose not to go for a field goal on 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line with less than a minute to go. Instead, he sent in his team to try and go for it and put the game away. A curious call at best, and as you see, the Royals stopped that 4th down play when Kyle Snyder saved the day, physically catching the Mustangs running back, Briar Marthe, and throwing him backwards. That gave the Royals life, and they won it in overtime on a 17-yard burst by quarterback Michael Bevington. Final score, Royals 20 and the Tuslaw Mustangs 14. This, tonight, is the 20th meeting all-time in the series history. Both teams are long-time Pac-7 rivals, and it's been fairly evenly matched. The Royals lead the all-time series, 10 wins versus 9 losses to the Tuslaw Mustangs. But, as we said earlier, the Royals' last win here in Massillon at Tuslaw High School came a decade ago in a 48-24 victory in 2010. Since then, it's been nothing but nightmares here at Tuslaw, the only stadium within the Pac-7 that still has a traditional grass field. So the Royals, playing all the rest of their games on turf, will actually play on grass here at Tuslaw, and Tuslaw tries to use that grass field to their advantage. It is a traditional old-school grass stadium with a berm in the center. Most of the fields that CVCA plays on, the new turf fields, are flat across the board, so it'll be an adjustment. We'll see if the Royals can break that 10-year losing streak, 5 actual games here on the road at Tuslaw. And ladies and gentlemen, here come the Royals. Led by Michael Bevington through the cheerleaders, and the Royals take to the visiting sideline. The entire field now cast in shadows as the sun begins to set it beyond the west end zone where the scoreboard is. The injury report tonight. Last week we made a big deal about the first game finally for senior wide receiver James Tuslaw. And sadly, Tuslaw's long wait to join the Royals came to a sudden end just before halftime. And he is out this week with a knee injury that was suffered on the final play of the first half last week. Also out is sophomore running back Owen Edwards, who is out for the season with a knee injury suffered in week 2 at Northwest. The Mustangs are coached by Coach Matt Gouling, his second season. He's 4-9 here at Tuslaw after a 20-year career as an assistant at Marlington, Timken, and Alliance, and 1 year as defensive coordinator here at Tuslaw. He was preceded as Mustangs head coach by his brother Mark, who left after the 2018 season to take the head coaching job at Marlington. And that's it for the pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready for football on Friday night here in Northeast Ohio. The Royals will receive the ball first. Back deep is Eli Dykandrew and David Lewis. And the Mustangs have the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. Number 14, Caden Lau, will kick off for the Mustangs. It's a bouncing kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And so the Royals will take over after the penalty on the opening kickoff with great field position. The Royals take to the field on offense behind that big offensive line, and we'll see what they can do tonight with the ground game. The wind dying down a little bit. The field is shielded by large, mature trees in the west end zone. The wind is coming out of the north, so it's a crosswind with gusts of 10 to 20 miles an hour, so it may be difficult for the passing game tonight. But the game started and established the run typically, so we'll see what happens tonight with Bevington and his cohort in the backfield, number 3, Kyle Snyder. To open the game, the Royals will start out 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Bevington out of the shotgun, calls out the signals, and we're underway. The first play is a handoff to Snyder. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much there. He may have picked up a yard as Tuslaw's defense was zoned in on Snyder, who had those 3 rushing touchdowns last week. Ryan Frascone on the defensive tackle for the Mustangs. It is a pickup of 1, and it's 2nd down and 9. The Royals are moving from east to west tonight. They're wearing their black bottoms, their white tops, and the CVCA royal blue numerals. The Mustangs, the home team tonight, wearing their white bottoms with their blue tops, white numbers, and white helmets. 2nd down and 9 yards to go, just underway here in the first quarter. And one of the Mustangs a little anxious on the hard count, and it's going to be an easy 5-yard march off against Tuslaw for encroachment. So after the short gain on 1st down, that will help. It'll become 2nd down and 4 from the 46-yard line of the Royals.
Brings up a 2nd and 4 for CVCA. Ball spotted on the 46.
Bevington going to keep this ball. He's across the 50. He's got big room. Bevington to the 40, 30. He may go to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Michael Bevington to the house, 54 yards, and the Royals are on the board just 1 minute and 2 seconds into the ball game. Michael Bevington went off the left side. That's a side manned by Glover, and Nichols found a huge hole, cut back to the right, and he was gone. 6-0 Royals on a burst. And into the game is Bryce Keitlinger, the kicker. Last week was much better, 5 for 6 on the extra points. We wait. The snap is down on the grass field, and Keitlinger puts a boot into it right through the uprights. And with 10:58 to go in the first quarter, the Royals are on top, 7-0. That's exactly the kind of start that CVCA wanted here tonight on the road, where it's been a house of horrors for the last decade. And the cheerleaders get their first workout of the night. 7 kicks, 7 points. Did we mention it's cold out tonight? Chad Darr by my side again this week. Zach Nichols on the camera. And when the forecast dipped earlier this week, it was time to break out and find the turtlenecks, the winter coat. I am already into 5 layers, I think, between the amount of clothing I have on my upper body, with just the winter coat to go, and we're going to try and make it until halftime before we have to dip into the winter coat for the first time since probably lacrosse season, which was abbreviated with just 1 game in March before the COVID-19 crisis hit. Meanwhile, Keitlinger comes out, and we're going to get back underway. He steps up, and it's a bouncing kick, onside kick, which is pretty much the tradition here at CVCA. That kick is covered by Russell Twining. Twining is an offensive lineman for Tuslaw. And he was quick on the spot. So the Mustangs will have good field position near midfield. Again, that onside kick is a strategy. The Royals did kick away, if you remember back in week 1, just before halftime, a disaster struck when the fearless Falcons returned to kickoff for a touchdown. There have been few opportunities to return kicks by the kickoff specialists since then that have competed against the Royals. So the Mustangs come out, and they'll run it on first down. Jeremy Strong, as we mentioned during the pregame, is the man who will get most of the carries. Strong picks up a handful of yards on first down. We'll give him actually 5, a good gain for him. It's second down and 5. The Mustangs are quarterbacked by sophomore Troy Harbeitner, and they like to throw it. Touchy snap, they do get it. Handoff back to Strong once again. He bounces across the right side to the 45-yard line of the Royals. It's a pickup of a couple yards. It's going to be third down and short. David Lewis on the tackle that time. It'll be third down and 3 yards to go. Harbeitner in the shotgun formation. He's got a pair of backs in the backfield, and the Royals jump. It'll be encroachment on CVCA. A couple of CVCA Royals linemen were too anxious on that play, and the Mustangs will get a first down out of it. A tough penalty on a third and short, which gives Tuslaw their first down of the ball game. The umpire throws his beanbag down on the 40-yard line, and that's where the Mustang center will spot the ball. Tuslaw has 2 receivers split wide out to the left side, but they're going to run it with Strong again, and Strong is met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. It'll be second down and 10. Parmenter in on that tackle, also Bryce Keitlinger from his linebacker spot. And the Royals do have, as we mentioned before, the weight advantage on the line. We'll see what Strong can do with Harbeitner. This time Harbeitner is going to roll to his left, throws, and that ball is dropped. He had Dylan Workman wide open on the 30-yard line, but he heard footsteps. It would have been enough for a first down. Instead, They'll bring the ball back to the line of scrimmage at the 40. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. The Mustangs do like to throw it significantly more than they like to run it. Harbeitner will throw again, rolls left, throws, and it's complete across the 45 to the 40, and they've got a big play. All the way into the end zone, touchdown for the Tuslaw Mustangs. Caden Lau, the receiver who caught that. The Royals' defensive back fell down, and Lau is off to the races. And the Tuslaw Mustangs do not take long to answer the CVCA touchdown. They're on the board here at home. 50 yards on the drive. Lau received the pass and then motored into the end zone, and now he waits for his holder to come out because he's also the kicker for the Tuslaw Mustangs. So 8:55 to go here in the first quarter. There's been a lot of action out of the gate. The holder is number 10, Jaden Wolford, a junior. Lau steps into it. The kick is up, and it is good. So, fireworks to start the game off. CVCA 7 and Tuslaw 7. That's just the 5th score on offense all season in 4 weeks of play for the Tuslaw Mustangs. So the Royals' defensive secondary, which has probably been the weakness, if there is one, on the Royals' defense, was much better last week against Orville, but they are going to have to step up. And again, playing on grass the first time, it may have been a slip that caused that, but a definite broken play on a 5-yard out pattern turned into a 40-yard touchdown pass, and the score is tied. As we take this break in the action, I'm going to take a break too and go for the gloves. Eli Diakandrew, says the public address announcer. We're going to correct that and call it Dicandrew. A longtime name here at CVCA. Dicandrew back along with David Lewis. And again, Caden Lau will do the kicking honors for the Mustangs. His first kick went out of bounds. We'll see how this one goes. He steps up, and it's a bouncing kick toward Dicandrew, and it goes out of bounds again a little further down the field, but the Royals again will be set with great field position after the kickoff out of bounds penalty. On the first drive, it was a 1-yard run by Snyder, a 5-yard penalty, and a 54-yard burst by quarterback Michael Bevington. So the Royals have had 2 offensive plays, 2 runs. And we'll see what transpires on drive number 2. Bevington in the shotgun. Kyle Snyder now shifts to his left side. It's a tight formation for CVCA. Line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line this time. A man in motion, and then we've got a penalty flag. They're going to call a false start on CVCA. On the top side of the formation was Brennan. They did not see anyone else move either. The man in motion. Typically when they call that flag, there's 2 men in motion or 2 men moving at the same time, so tough to see that one. We'll have to check it out on the replay later on this week. But the 5 yards is marched off to the 30-yard line. It'll now be 1st down and 15. Bevington is going to keep. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he is bottled up. No game.
Taken down by
Aiden Hamrick on the tackle. So after the official gain of 1 yard, it'll be 2nd down and 14. This time they send 2 receivers out to the near side, a single receiver on top on the home side of the stadium. Snyder in the backfield. Brant Simmons, the tight end, in the slot. This is going to be a handoff to Snyder. He's across the 40. and out to the 43-yard line. A good pickup, about 11 yards, maybe 12. It'll be third down and short. So a good run to make it a third down and makeable distance. Officially third down and 2 as Snyder ran the ball out to the 43. And he'll get a breather. In the game comes number 44, Clay Farley, in the backfield. Farley's going to get the handoff, and he's across the 45-yard line to the 47. He has first down yardage. And looking on the sideline, Snyder came out of the game because he lost his shoe. So he'll try and get a new tread. And meanwhile, Clay Farley will stand in the backfield and try and take over along Bevington's side. This time Farley offset to the right side, and we have another false start. Brennan Darr took off down the field. They'll march off another 5 yards. So again, the Royals will start instead of first down and 10, first down and 15 yards to go. They move the ball back to the 41-yard line of the Royals. It's first and 15. Bevington looks to throw for the first time. He looks for darts, complete across the 45, out to the 47-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards. It's going to be second down and 8. And Kyle Snyder now has that shoe problem all settled. He's back into the ballgame. Farley checks out. Second down and 8 for the Royals. Now they shift Brant Simmons over to the right side. Bevington will hand off to Snyder. Snyder's across the 45, tiptoes, and is hard to take down. He's near midfield. It's a pickup of 7, and that will bring up third down and 1. This time, the middle, he's got first down yardage. A pickup of a 4, and they'll move the chains.
First and 10, CVCA.
We're glad you're with us as we're just past the midway mark of the first quarter. This week at Tuslaw, each Royals family received 1.5 tickets. It was pretty much the allotment this week. So limited stands capacity here in Tuslaw. So if you're watching along with us, we're glad you're here. Bevington will pass on the first down play. He's going to go long. He's looking for David Lewis, and Lewis could not find that one. Bevington and Lewis hooked up on the big touchdown pass last week, but that time Bevington threw to the outside of Lewis, who was looking on his inside, and the ball fell. So after the incomplete pass, it's going to be second down and 10. The line of scrimmage is the Mustangs' 42-yard line. This time it's a handoff. Actually, Bevington will keep it himself, and he's going to pick up about another 10 yards. The Royals showed 2 backs in the backfield to each side of Bevington that time. A little bit of a counter action. But Bevington faked the handoff, kept it himself, went right side, following the block of Jack Bova, and picked up enough for another first down to the 31-yard line. They show the same formation this time. And this time Snyder gets the handoff. He's up the middle, and he's going to have another first down, big yardage. From the 31 down to about the 15-yard line. They'll call it the 14, actually, a pickup of 17. He's hit near the line of scrimmage and falls forward. Royals working into that western end zone. We are perched on the 35-yard line on the other side of the field in the grandstand, so it's about as far away as it can be and still on the field. What seemed like a short gain actually is a gain of 4 yards for Snyder on that first down carry. They're inside the 10-yard line at the 8, and it will be 2nd down and 6, so the Royals can pick up a first down on the 2-yard line. This time Bevington rolls to his right. He's hit in the backfield, tries to shake off one tackle, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Bevington on the end around. Brought down by number 13, Michael Arnold.
Bevington picks up another 4 yards on that play, though. The Royals' line of scrimmage controlling the Tuslaw Mustangs' defensive front, pushing them down the field. It will be 3rd down and 2. The ball is spotted on the 5-yard line. Bevington will keep it again off right side. He's close. And he's into the end zone. Another touchdown for CVCA. Michael Bevington with a 5-yard run, adding to his totals this season. And the Royals retake the lead with 3:45 to go here in the first quarter. So a methodical drive that time for the second possession for the Royals. 60 yards, actually 65 yards on that drive total. They took about 5 minutes off the clock. And a high snap. Lehner gets it down, though, and Keitlinger boots it through. With 3:45 to go in the first quarter, the score is the Royals 14 and the Mustangs 7. Again, we'd like to thank Royals football parents and friends of Royals football for helping to make these broadcasts possible and these live streams possible for you this season. Without the generous support of individuals who have come behind us to make these broadcasts happen, they simply wouldn't come to you. So it's our pleasure to be behind the microphone and the team that's pulling this together here on the production side tonight, behind the cameras and behind our makeshift studio. Bring it to you, but again, the financial commitment to make it happen as well through the Boxcast subscription. We thank those involved who have helped on that front to bring these live streams to you. We are up to almost 2,000 viewers in the first 3 games of the season between all the different platforms that we simulcast on, and we couldn't be more pleased. Off the tee with that hefty breeze going here at Tuslaw, so Bryce Keitlinger will set it up once again. That gives us a chance to remind you that our Twitter handle is at CVCA Livestream. You can check it out. We actually have a time-lapse video on there tonight of the setup process, which takes us about an hour to string all the cords and set everything up to make sure it's operating and working. So if you want to head over to at CVCA Livestream, you can check that out tonight. And you can reach out to us. Keitlinger steps up, and this time it's a short end-over-end kick. It's going to be received about the 35-yard line, and the Royals are down there to cover it quickly. Not much of a return. Eli Dykandrew got down there quickly to cover the short man who received the kickoff. So the Mustangs will take over on the 30-yard line. So that first Mustangs drive, they caught lightning in a bottle with the big play to Caden Lau. We'll see what they do this time. Hand off to Jeremy Strong, and Strong gets back to the line of scrimmage. It doesn't look like he got much more than that. Bryce Keitlinger and Matt Reitinger were in on the tackle there of Strong. They gave Strong a pickup of 2 yards, so it's 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Royals show blitz, and we've got a penalty flag down. And they get the Royals for encroachment on the... they were setting up that blitz, and it looked like Kyle Snyder got a little too close to the line of scrimmage, and they caught him for it. So 5-yard penalty against the Royals. It's 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Harbeitner rolls to his right this time, throws, and that ball is complete. And the Mustangs have a big play again. Number 24, Dylan Workman, broke a tackle, and he's all the way down to the 27-yard line. Workman caught the pass. It's a pickup of 36 yards, but Workman is down and has not been able to get up after that big pickup. Workman immediately rolled to his back and took off his helmet. Workman, I believe, caught those 2 touchdown passes in the first game of the season against Southeast, and the 6'2" junior is a key component of the offensive strategy for the Tuslaw Mustangs. So we hope he is all right and will be able to come back this evening. It would be a big blow to Tuslaw to lose Dylan Workman. The Royals defense has committed a couple of penalties on these first 2 drives, as has the offense for that matter. So the Royals will have to get more disciplined as this game progresses. And the defense has given up a couple of big pass plays, gambling a little bit perhaps, and we'll have to get a little bit more honest in keeping the Mustang receivers in front of them. The Tuslaw trainer is Neil Avellino, and he is still looking over Dylan Workman. So we try and get a better vantage point, but from my view right now, I am blocked by the first down marker. Workman is still on his back. And now they sit him up. He caught that pass and then cut to his inside toward the hash marks and then was taken down. He is now sitting up. And the training staff still talking to him. Meanwhile, the Royals defense has pulled together, getting some instruction on the near sideline. The remainder of the Tuslaw Mustangs offense at the far hash mark on the 40-yard line. As we have this break in the action with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Royals lead 14-7. Royals have scored on their first 2 offensive possessions. Last week, they scored in their first 4 offensive possessions. Right now, we're in a stoppage on the second possession for the Mustangs, who opened the game kicking off to CVCA. Workman is up, and it looks like he's going to walk off the field on his own power, which is a great sign for Tuslaw. Workman puts the football helmet back on, and I think we'll be seeing more of him as the evening progresses. A good sign. So we reset. They spotted the ball on the 29-yard line officially of CVCA. That's where the Mustangs will set up first down and 10 yards to go.
First and 10 Mustangs. Ball on the 29.
Troy Harbeitner. Hands off to Strong. Strong cuts. Picks up a couple of yards. Kyle Snyder in there on the tackle for the Royals. Strong picked up a couple of yards. It's 2nd down and 8. Second down, 8 yards to go. Harbeitner in the shotgun. He's got Strong behind him. Hands off to Strong. Strong's hit in the backfield, but breaks a tackle across the 25 down to the 20 and the 19-yard line. A nice pickup of 8 yards after he's hit in the backfield. A great run by Jeremy Strong. First down and 10. Or so it would seem. The chain gang is finally getting the message and moving the sticks down. Resetting. Strong got exactly what he needed on that play. 8 yards right to the tip of the first down marker. The ball is spotted on the right hash mark, right on the 19-yard line. Strong's going to get it again. This time he goes left. He's across the 15, inside the 10, and another first down carry down to the 7-yard line, and the Mustangs have something going again. The Mustangs, who rushed for only 25 yards last week at Loudonville, have already put that up and more here in the first quarter tonight. They also rushed for only 29 yards at home against Southeast High School in the first week of the season. Sandwiched in between that was a rushing performance of 141 yards against the Orville Red Riders. And so far, unfortunately for the Royals, this is looking more like game 2 than games 1 and 3 for the Mustangs rushing attack. Strong will get it again. This time he's hit in the backfield again, tries to break a tackle and does. He's down to the 5-yard line.
Goes around the left side. Brought down by
Joey Camera on the tackle for the Royals. It's second down and goal from the 5 as the clock winds to about 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Second and goal.
The Mustangs will get one more playoff in all likelihood, unless it's an incomplete pass here in the first quarter. Second and goal from the 5. Harbeitner will hand off to Strong. He's across the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. So the Tuslaw Mustangs matching the Royals score for score here in the first quarter. Both teams have marched up and down the field. And they put that one into the end zone with 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Caden Lau comes back out to kick the extra point, and if he kicks this through, we've already in just under 12 minutes of play matched the score through regulation last year at Royal Stadium. Snap is down, and this one is no good. It may have been tipped. The ball falls short of the crossbar, and the Royals will cling to a 1-point lead. Score CVCA 14 and Tuslaw 13 with 16.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The first quarter today is eerily similar, maybe not eerily, but similar to the first quarter that played out last week at home against the Orville Red Riders. Score in that game was 14-12 as the first quarter neared an end, and that's when Michael Bevington hit David Lewis for 56 yards and a touchdown bomb at the end of the first quarter, and the Royals were never, ever tested again. The defense held up in that 41-12 victory as they put up 4 more scores. But it's a new week, and the similarities end there. The Royals, 1-2, looking for that first road victory and first win here down at Tuslaw in a decade. Tuslaw looking just to get out of the loss column and get their first victory of the season. This time, Caden Lau bounces it to Eli Dykandrew, who picks it up on the 25-yard line. He's across the 30 and the 40, out to the 43-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards on the return. The Royals will set up first down and 10 from the 43-yard line. 9.9 seconds showing on the clock.
First and 10 Royals, all on the 44.
Bevington has Snyder to his right. He's got two receivers. Near side, single man out to the top side. And he's going to hand it to Snyder. Snyder across the 45, cuts back to the 50, across midfield.
Snyder around the left side.
A pickup of 7 yards. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. So, 12 minutes have passed, and it's been an exciting 12 minutes.
Number 76.
At the end of the first quarter, the score is the Royals 14 and the Tuslaw Mustangs 13. As we get a break in the action, we'd like to thank the Royals Power Meal sponsors for keeping the Royals fed on Thursday nights on the night before their ball games. This week's Power Meal sponsor is TGI Fridays in Stowe. TGI Fridays at 4300 Lake Point Corporate Drive in Stowe. If you want a good meal, head on down to TGI Fridays and enjoy the fine food offerings that they have there. We thank TGI Fridays in Stowe for being a multi-year sponsor and supporter of CVCA Royals football. So it's been an interesting first quarter. The Royals have been able to move the ball on offense with very little resistance from the Tuslaw Mustangs, but frankly, the reverse has been true when Tuslaw has the ball. Both teams having their way on offense, and the defense, we'll have to see which team steps up. Right now, the Royals start the second quarter with the ball, 2nd down and 3 yards to go, just across midfield at the Tuslaw 49-yard line. Bevington's going to keep it across the 50, gets hit, picks up about 3 yards. He's close to a first down, and he has one. First down and 10.
Also in on that stop. First and 10. Ball on the 46.
Bevington needed 3 yards. He got 3 yards on that play. So first down and 10 from the 46-yard line of Tuslaw. This time, Kyle Snyder splits to the left. Brant Simmons in the slot. Bevington looks to throw. Looks left. He's got David Lewis complete across the 40. Close to another first down, down to the 36-yard line.
Brought down by Michael Arnold.
The referee does not call for a measurement.
CVCA.
Officially, it's going to be 2nd down and 1. It may be 2nd down at about 6 inches. As we look at it, nearly right in front of us. The Royals set up. They send Simmons to the left side. Hand off to Snyder. Snyder's across the 40, down across the 30. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Another first down carry for the Royals. Pickup of 12 yards on that play for Kyle Snyder. The Royals keeping it on the ground. It'll be first down and 10 once again. This time they set back up in the formation with Snyder to the left and Simmons to the right of Bevington. Bevington fakes. Now he looks, throws to the end zone, and he's got a man. It's complete. Touchdown! Brennan Darr on the touchdown reception, 24 yards. The Royals are 3 for 3. 10:43 to go here in the second quarter, and it's 20-13. Bryce Keitlinger's back in for the extra point duties. Joey Lehner, the holder, did a good job with a high snap last time. This one, it's better. Keitlinger sticks the boot into it, and the ball splits the uprights. The Royals looking good on offense so far. 10:43 to go. First half. Royals 21, Mustangs 13. Brennan Darr with his second touchdown catch of the season. And a fist bump to Dad right to my right-hand side.
Please remember the social distance.
3 for 3 on offense in the first 3 drives. The Royals defense will see if they can make some adjustments to try and shut down the Tuslaw Mustangs offense, which has scored a couple of times as well. The Royals cheerleaders with 21 kicks that time. They were practicing before the game, and I had a suspicion there might be a few points scored tonight and thought, either they're loosening up because it's a little bit cold, or maybe they want to not practice so much because they're going to have their work cut out for them in this ball game, or so it seems. 21 points in just over the first 13 minutes. So Keitlinger is back out. We'll see which kickoff option they try this time. The Mustangs return team is inching up now, and Keitlinger squibs this one. It bounces off an up man, and then he covers it after it got away from him on the 36-yard line. Jaden Wolford was the man who covered the ball for the Mustangs. Officially, they'll spot the ball on the 39-yard line.
First and 10, ball on the 38. How about a nice hand for our Mustang cheerleaders down there interacting with our student section.
They're giving a call out to the Mustang student section in the end zone, and frankly, it's the first student section I've seen all year. Not sure how exactly they're pulling that one off here, but they do have students here tonight. Hardbeitner will hand off to Jeremy Strong. Strong, good run. Picks up about 5 yards. Strong having his way so far. David Lewis takes him down. It's actually a pickup of 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4. So again, in the east end zone, with the end zone right where the Royals just scored, there are probably about, I would say, 40 to 50 students in that end zone. They are socially distanced apart, but they are making noise. So, Strong gets it again. This time he's caught in the backfield. Kyle Snyder was there. Jack Bova piles on. Bryce Keitlinger also there. It's a loss of 3 that time. So third down and 6. Hardbeitner in the shotgun. They like to roll out a lot. This time it's a quick pass to the outside, and it bounces. It may not have been bounced. It was caught, actually, by Caden Lau, but it was so low, Lau had to bend down to pick that up. Knees on the ground as he caught it, and it's actually a loss of 1. So it's fourth down. And the Royals defense with a 3 and out, their first of the night. They send in the punting unit. Dylan Workman, who was injured on the last offensive drive, is the punter. He's back in to punt it away. Michael Bevington back to receive. It's a high end-over-end kick, and Bevington with a fair catch on the 34-yard line. It's a 24-yard punt, no return. And the Royals have pretty good field position. So far, the Royals have been perfect on offense, and if they can stay perfect, they'll finally put some separation between themselves and Tuslaw here. But they've got to execute in order to do that. So the Royals come out with 2 men in the backfield with Bevington. Bevington keeps it after the counter fake. Goes right side toward Bova. And Tony Collins following them. And he picks up 4 yards. Second down and 6. This time Snyder to the left. Tuslaw shows blitz. The Royals stop, reset. Bevington will hand it to Kyle Snyder. And Snyder's got a load of steam across the 45 to the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 8, first down and 10.
Brought down by Jeremy Strong and Devin Vanist. That'll be enough for the CVCA first down. Ball on the 46.
First down and 10 for the Royals. The ball on the 46-yard line on their own side of the field. Royals leading 21-13. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Bevington actually spit out his mouthpiece, and the Royals called timeout as the clock was winding down. That is one of the dangers of being a quarterback. When you're barking out the signals and you bark out your mouthpiece.
Next Thursday after the freshman volleyball team plays at 6 p.m.
So that's the first time out of the first half for CVCA.
at CVCA.
They still have 2 that remain.
And next Friday, boys varsity football goes on the road and goes to play Triway at 7 p.m.
We're paused with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. When the Royals return, they'll have first down and 10. It's been an action-packed first half so far. 6 possessions, 5. But the Royals defense bringing us to where we are. So both teams retake the field. The Royals split 2 receivers to the top side of the field. Single receiver on the bottom. Snyder, the handoff across the 45, 50. Hit, but not before he picks up another 8 yards. That big offensive line in front for the Royals, pushing the defensive line for Tuslaw down the field. Kyle Snyder was not hit until he was 6 yards down the field. And officially, that was a 6-yard gain, not 8. So it's second down and 4. Snyder to the left side. Handoff again to him. Cross the 50, 45 to the outside, cuts back and taken out of bounds on the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 yards for another Royals first down.
That'll be a first down for CVCA. Ball spotted on the 39.
Line of scrimmage is a 38-yard line of Tuslaw now. Joey Johnson with a spot in the center. Bevington takes it, and Bevington's up the middle for another big gain. 12 yards and another Royals first down. Jeremy Strong on the tackle for Tuslaw.
Ball spotted on the 24.
First and 10 from the Mustangs' 24-yard line. Bevington will pass. He looks. Now he's flushed to his right. He's going to keep it. Tucks it and runs. He's across the 10, down to the 5, taken down out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Right down to number 26, Devin Vanest.
Officially, they'll spot him back at the 5. A pickup of 19 more yards that time for Michael Bevington. It's first down and goal to go.
Ball on the 5-yard line.
The Royals looking to punch it in again. Bevington will hand off to Snyder, and he's hit at about the 3, down on about the 2-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards. It's second down and goal.
Second and goal, ball spotted on the 2.
The clock winds down to 6 minutes to go here, first half, midway through the second quarter. The Royals have it second down and goal to go from the 2-yard line. Michael Bevington hands off to Snyder once again, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, CVCA. The Royals score again. Like a knife going through butter, Kyle Snyder is into the end zone, and the Royals extend the lead to 27-13. Kyle Snyder with a touchdown run. Bryce Keitlinger, Joey Lehner, and the rest of the CVCA PAT team back out on the field. The snap is down. Keitlinger's kick is up, and it's good. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half, and the Royals extend the lead to 28-13. There's that separation we were talking about. The Royals' offense has been a well-oiled machine tonight, and Tuslaw has yet to stop them. So far, so good for CVCA. And I'll tell you what else is good, Chad Dar. To my right, it feels to me as if the 20-mile-an-hour wind gust has settled a little bit. And as the temperatures cool into the 50s and will approach the upper 40s by the end of the game, the lack of a 20-mile-an-hour wind is making it feel warmer, actually, as the temperature goes down. So it is a good thing to have that flag still in the end zone, and these summer bones in my body absorbing this cold a little bit better. Mid-September, but it feels like late October tonight. Word is the forecast is better for next Friday, but that's a week away. Keitlinger squibs the kick down, and it goes out of bounds, and so that will set up Tuslaw with good field position. As I talk about how cold it is tonight here in Massillon, Ohio, the good news is there's not a cloud in the sky, and after week number 1 at Fairless 3 weeks ago, where it probably rained about 3 inches during the game, we'll take any kind of temperature weather as long as there's no precipitation. It's the third time on the road in 4 weeks here as we've opened up the 2020 season. The Royals are looking forward to an actual homestand. Well, they'll be home next week against Loudonville in Pac-7 action, and then the big one in 2 weeks, the annual rivalry game against the Manchester Panthers to close out the abbreviated regular season. Week 7 will be playoff week, and we'll talk more about that as the game goes on. But every school in Ohio will be eligible for the playoffs, which will start in 3 weeks. Right now, the Tuslaw Mustangs are on offense, and Jeremy Strong gets it, and the Royals defense crushes that line of scrimmage. There's a ball on the ground. The Royals are on top of it, but the Mustangs are going to benefit by the fact that the whistle blew. The Royals line of scrimmage blew up Tuslaw's offensive line and pushed them back 3 yards, so when Jeremy Strong got that ball, he was met by the Royals defensive front. Loss of 5 yards officially. And again, Tuslaw's lucky they held on to that ball, aided by the whistle of the referee, because the Royals were on top of it once it hit the ground. Second down 15, line of scrimmage to the 30. Harbeitner will look to throw, throws wide, and the Royals scouted that one. They're all over it, but there's a flag down. The pass was complete to Caden Lau on the outside. Flag was thrown by the umpire in the defensive backfield. We wait on the call. There was a scrum on the line of scrimmage as Lau took in the reception. We have yet to see a preliminary call, but the Royals are not marching back. It's a personal foul on Tuslaw, number 76, the offensive lineman Aaron Swagger. So as we said, there was a pileup after Lau caught the ball on the outside, far away from where the actual ball was. And Aaron Swagger just cost his team significantly because that personal foul was a dead ball foul after the play was completed. They march off 15 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and long. Officially 3rd down and 30. Line of scrimmage is the 15-yard line. They need to get out to the 45-yard line. So the Royals defense just has to step up here. Jeremy Strong takes the handoff, and the Mustangs play it safe. It's a gain of 2 yards, but the Mustangs set it up to kick it away to CVCA once again. It's 4th down and 28. So into the game will come Caden Lau, or at least he's in the game. He'll probably drop back into punting formation. The Mustangs, though, are not ready or not moving very quickly toward any kind of offensive play as the play clock winds down. I'm not sure why they would call timeout and run out the clock here, but they do. Perhaps just to take more time away from CVCA and the CVCA offense, but the offense will have about 4 minutes to go when they do get the ball back. Officially 4 minutes and 1 second to go right now as we take a break in the action. So we were talking before about the playoffs in 3 weeks. Every team in the state of Ohio will be eligible for the playoffs. Per the ruling this year in the odd COVID-19 pandemic season that we are in, the Ohio Department of Health and the Ohio High School Athletic Association decided that playoffs would start early. Instead of week 11, they start week 7, and every team would be eligible. Yesterday, officially, each team in the state of Ohio had to commit that they wanted to participate. Now, not every team has to participate in the playoffs, and there probably were about 30 to 40 teams that chose not to out of all the schools in Ohio. Only 3, though, in Division 4, which CVCA is in, and so it'll be a large tournament. We'll go into more detail after this punt. Michael Bevington is back to receive. He stands on the Tuslaw 44-yard line, while Lau is in the shadow of his own goalpost. He's on his own 1 when he boots this away. Lau gets into it. The ball bounces, but Bevington fields it on the 46. He's going to have a return, and he's got the ball down to the 41-yard line. A return of 5 yards. A punt of 31 yards, a return of 5, net of 26. The Royals are in great field position on the Mustangs 41 as they start out this 5th drive of the night. So as we said, the playoffs start in 3 weeks, and Region 13, which the Royals are in, will probably have a play-in round to get to 16 teams overall, starting in week 8. Bevington looks to throw. He finds a receiver. It's Dykandrew. Short gain. 2 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 8. So after that first week of the playoffs, when they have a play-in round, there'll be some teams that do get byes at the top of the division. They'll get down to 16 teams. Then think of it like the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16. You need to win 4 games to get out of your region and advance to the Final 4 in the division for the state. Bevington will keep it on 2nd down and 8. He picks up about 4 yards off the left side that time. He's inside the 30-yard line. When they put the ball back into play, it will be 3rd down and 4. So officially, it'll take 7 games to win a state championship at Ohio this year. Last year, of course, the Royals hosted their first ever home playoff game and notched their first ever playoff victory in the Week 11 matchup against Salem. We'll see what the future holds for the Royals. The present, though, is another false start. This time the guilty party is David Lewis on the top side of the field. That's the third time tonight the Royals offense has gone early. So instead of 3rd and 4, it's going to be 3rd and 8.5, call it 3rd and 9. On the Mustangs side of the field, barring something disastrous on this play, Coach Dan Larlam is likely to go for it on 4th down if it's 4th and anything less than 5 or 6 yards. Unlikely he would punt from the 35-yard line. Bevington will look to throw. He gets a rush, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be taken down. Officially, it's going to be a sack of about a yard loss. They'll spot the ball on the 35-yard line. It's 4th down and 9. So wrapping up the playoff story, Week 7 is the official start of the playoffs. The Royals will play someone and somewhere in Week 7. If they advance, they'll continue in the playoff journey. If they are defeated in Week 7, every school in Ohio has the opportunity to schedule 3 additional regular season games, and it remains to be seen who will be on the Week 8, 9, and 10 docket. Meanwhile, Bevington throwing long. He's got Dykandrew, I think. Complete. Touchdown! Eli Dykandrew. Touchdown Royals, 35 yards, and the Royals are on the board again. Michael Bevington to Eli Dykandrew. And Bevington is sharing the ball around with his receiver side. Brennan Darr the last time, Dykandrew this time. 1:36 to go in the first half, and the Royals lead it 34-13. Bryce Keitlinger's kick is good. 96 seconds to go in the half, and the Royals have extended the lead to 35-13. What a first half, a perfect first half on offense for CVCA. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns. And this outburst, frankly, is the best offensive outburst in Massillon at Tuslaw High School for the Royals in a decade. And we still have just over a half of football left to play. So halftime is on the horizon. And at halftime, we're going to give you an update on Orville tight end Jake Phillips, who was injured in last week's game. We'll revisit this day in Royals history. And we've got a new feature for you as we're on the road this week. We're going to talk a little bit about Royals at the next level at halftime. So stay tuned for that as we are 96 seconds away from the halftime break here at Tuslaw High School. Bryce Keitlinger is out to kick. Again. This time it's an onside kick. And the Royals are on top of it. That ball went 10 yards. The referee, though, signals Tuslaw ball. On the near side, they're going to come together because that ball definitely went 10 yards. It should be CVCA ball, and the Royals offense is back out on the field. It is Royals football. Perhaps the referee, or we'll call the side judge on the near side, has not watched as much Royals football as you have and I have, or as much tape as frankly Tuslaw should have. They should have been expecting that, but the Royals are back out on offense. He was confused, but the Royals do have it. Again, 1st down and 10. Tuslaw wants to talk it over. They are reeling, are the Mustangs, and they call timeout. The Mustangs are scheduled to receive the second half kickoff, but right now they trail by 3 scores plus 1. The Royals' lead is 22 points. What a first half it's been for the CVCA Royals here on the road tonight. Can they get into the end zone again?
First and 10 Royals. Ball spotted on the 48-yard line.
Both teams back on the field. First down and 10 Royals from the Tuslaw 48-yard line. Bevington will hand off to Snyder. Snyder's across the 45 and down to the 40, perhaps the 39-yard line. He's just shy of another Royals first down. The Royals will go quick with the clock running, less than a minute 20 to go. Second down and 2 officially. Bevington in the shotgun. Snyder to his left and offset just to his back. They'll hand it off to Kyle Snyder. He's got first down yardage and a burst across the 30. Actually right down to the 30. A pickup of 10 yards. First and 10 Royals. They'll reset the ball on the 30-yard line and restart the clock with a minute and 5 to go. Bevington looks to pass. He's got Dykandrew in the flat across the 30, cuts and knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 yards. Dykandrew and the pass reception brings up second down and 4. 55 seconds. The clock stops with the out of bounds. So it's like a timeout for the Royals. Empty backfield for Bevington. Ty Bova in motion. They fake to him. Bevington looks to throw. Now there's a rush. He outlets to Bova, and I'll tell you what, he almost paid for that. Number 10, Jaden Wolford, was all over that and almost intercepted that ball, and he would have had a touchdown for the Tuslaw Mustangs. So the Royals live to play another play, and Bevington will chalk that one up into the memory bank. Third down and 4. 49.5 seconds to go. Michael Bevington looks over to the offensive sideline, or to the CVCA sideline for the offensive play call. Snyder, his trusty sidekick, fakes to him, pass to Dykandrew out to the left side, and he's felled at the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 yards, but fourth down comes up. 4th and 4, and the Royals will call timeout. Officially 4th down and 5. So timeout Royals. They've got a 4th down play call to figure out.
Next Saturday, September 26th, 9 a.m., Royals Varsity Golf.
And draw up. 40 seconds to go. Looking at the Pac-7 standings while we have a moment here. Northwest is out in front of the Pac-7 with their perfect 3-0 record. Last week, Manchester with the big upset of Fairless, 7-0, shutting down that high-powered Fairless offense, is 1-0 and officially in second place. They played their first game of the year last week. Fairless dropped to 2-1. They are in third place, and then it's a logjam. A 4-way tie for fourth place between Triway, the Royals, Loudonville, and Orville. And these Tuslaw Mustangs bring up the rear with their 0-3 record. So the Pac-7, if you were just counting, is actually a Pac-8, as Loudonville is a football-only member of the Pac-7 conference. They are the longest drive away from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. A good hour and a half in the car to get down to Loudonville when we do play them on the road. But here we go. 4th down, 5 yards to go. The Royals have an empty backfield. 2 receivers wide, near side. Bevington with a big rush. He's flushed to his right. He's looking still. Throws. Coming back for the ball is 16. Brennan Darr. First down. A pickup of 14 yards. Darr saw his quarterback in trouble and flushed to his right. And came back to the quarterback as a good receiver is taught to do, made himself available, and picked up the first down as the Royals drive continues with 33 seconds to go here. They spot the ball on the 15-yard line. It's first down and 10. Empty backfield bunch formation this time. Bevington looks to pass. He's got a pass rush coming, but he throws end zone looking for Kyle Snyder. That ball is out of the end zone. Snyder could not catch up to it. Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for CVCA. Ball spotted on the 15-yard.
Snyder retrieves the ball, which went out of bounds and out near the track here that surrounds the field at Tuslaw. They finally get it back. Joey Johnson, the center, spots it. Play clock rolls down to 10 seconds, but plenty of time. Bevington looks to the sideline. Snyder sets up to his left this time. 2 receivers to each side. Play clock rolling down now. 3 seconds. They do get the snap off. Bevington looks to throw, and it's a pass knocked up in the air and incomplete.
Pass intended for David Lewis falls incomplete.
Michael Bevington was looking for David Lewis. It went right off the face mask of the defender.
Ball in the end zone. Brings up
That ball bounced about 30 feet up in the air, but nobody could find it and come down with it. J.T. Nichols retrieves the ball as nobody went after it, and the left tackle for the Royals marches back 20 yards from 5 yards deep in the end zone, hands the ball to his center, and they'll set up again. The play clock is running down, though. It's crazy that the referee, no one touched that ball. So there's now just 5 seconds left. Bevington takes the snap. He looks. He throws. It's complete and not out of bounds. Great move by the receiver, Dicandro. He's looking for the touchdown call. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Eli Dicandro. Dicandro caught the ball. Actually, it's 16. Brennan Darr caught the ball. Looked like he was going to run out of bounds. Did a little dipsy-do and tried to get into the end zone. They marked him out at the 1-yard line. The Royals have first and goal with 16 seconds. Bevington, left side, follows J.T. Nichols into the end zone. Another CVCA Royals touchdown. The Royals execute the 2-minute offense with precision. 13 seconds to go, and what was a 14-13 ball game about 7 minutes ago on the play clock, on the game clock rather, is now 41-13, and the Royals with an offensive outburst that has been impressive here in the first half tonight. For the 6th time in the first half, Joey Lehner kneels down. Kyle Snyder, the long snapper. Bryce Keitlinger waits, and there's a flag down. False start on the Royals. They'll march the ball back 5 yards. So Bryce Keitlinger will have a little bit more of a task. He places the tee down on the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage will be the 8. So officially this is going to be a 25-yard point after touchdown attempt. Lehner has it. The boot is up. And it is good. 13 seconds to go in the first half, and the Royals' lead extends to 42-13. What a first half. I think I've said that a half dozen times, but the Royals have had the ball 6 times, and the Royals have put the ball in the end zone 6 times. It couldn't get much better. So Tuslaw will get the kickoff. We'll see what they can do in a mere 13 seconds. And then we'll be on to halftime with the Mustangs again scheduled to get the ball to start the second half as well. The Mustangs have retaken the field. And out go the Royals. Keitlinger tees it up. Takes a run up to it. And this one is a high end-over-end kick, and it's finally going to be returned by the Mustangs. Jeremy Strong, short return across the 30 to the 32-yard line. There are 10.5 seconds to go. And the Mustangs will come out on offense. The Mustangs huddle up on the far hash mark as they come back out. It's been a while since Harbeitner and his teammates have been out there on offense. He'll hand off to Strong, who is across the 40-yard line to the 43. The clock winds out, and we have come to halftime. What a half it was. Score, CVCA Royals 42, the Tuslaw Mustangs 13. The Royals fans with the cowbells in hand making some noise for the CVCA Royals, who will retreat to the west end zone. Again, COVID-19 pandemic protocols. No one goes to the locker room anymore. The players remain outside during halftime. The Tuslaw Mustangs marching band will make their way to the field for their halftime performance. And we'll get into the halftime show. They've got 20 minutes up there, but the referee corrects them. The shortened 12-minute halftime. So, as we promised you, last week, if you were with us in the second quarter, we had a very scary moment where Orrville senior tight end Jake Phillips unfortunately backboarded off the field and taken off in a stretcher to a local hospital. He was moving his extremities, his lower extremities, as he was injured in that play against CVCA. I am pleased to tell you that we don't know a whole lot of information, but Orrville did pass along that the x-rays on Jake Phillips were negative, and we assume that he is expected to recover. So again, we tweeted out our good wishes to Jake Phillips last week, and he actually did tweet back directly to us at the CVCA Livestream Twitter handle. So Jake Phillips was good enough to tweet back. We wish him nothing but the best. To him and to his Orrville Red Raiders after what was a scary situation, but hats off to the training staff from Orrville and from CVCA who took care of him with great care last week. But Jake Phillips, good news on him, and we're glad we can pass that along to you. So the Tuslaw Mustangs marching band is about ready to perform at halftime. We are in the visitor stands tonight, and therefore we're looking at their backs. So we're not going to bring a whole lot of the coverage to you of the Mustang band, but we're instead going to do a new thing this week. We're going to talk about Royals at the next level. And if you've been following along with CVCA Royals football in the Dan Larlam era, you know that we've had some great ones, and none better than 2019 CVCA graduate Trey Tucker. And tomorrow, Tucker's CVCS, rather his Cincinnati Bearcats, are ranked number 13 in the country. And the sophomore Bearcat will have a big part to play in their opening game. They are scheduled to open their season tomorrow at home at Nippert Stadium down in Cincinnati at 12 noon against Austin Peay. Tucker is atop the CVCA record book as the career leader in receiving yards, in receptions, in interceptions, in single-season scoring, in single-season punt return coverage, and in kickoff return coverage, average yards, among numerous other categories. There may not have been many other players. Alex Utley comes to mind, but many other players that have been as good and had the impact on CVCA Royals football as Trey Tucker, and we wish him and his Bearcats well tomorrow on their game or in their game against Austin Peay. 12 noon, that game can be seen on ESPN Plus, which is the new or the second-year subscription service from ESPN. I believe you have to pay about a $5 a month fee for that. You can cancel it after a month. You can keep it for the entire college football season and beyond. But Tucker and the Bearcats will be on tomorrow. Elsewhere, fellow 2019 graduate Josh Junko is a walk-on with the Pittsburgh Panthers. And his 2018 game against Triway put him atop the CVCA record book for single game receptions, where he had 8 in that game against Triway, and then also for single game receiving yards. In that game against the Triway Titans, Junko pulled in 169 yards through the air receiving. The Panthers are ranked number 25 in college football. They have an ACC home game tomorrow, their ACC opener, at 12 noon down in Pittsburgh against the Syracuse Orange. That game can be seen locally on the ACC network, and Junko and the Panthers look to go 2-0 on the young season and get their first ACC win against Syracuse. So now, as we motor through halftime, we look back at this day in Royals history. And if you've been following along, this day at Royals history, or in Royals history, has been following the 2009 travails of Coach Ray Carocha's CVCA Royals. Coach Carocha is the longtime coach of CVCA, head coach for 19 years, took a couple years off and now serves on the CVCA assistant coaching roster under Dan Larlam. We are indebted to him for the fact that there is CVCA football. And back in 2009, the Royals were at home on September 18th, 2009. They were 2-1 coming into the game, and they defeated then Pac-7 rival Tuskegee Valley at Royal Stadium 35-14. Tuskegee Valley exited the conference about 4 years ago, but prior to that had been a long-time rival of CVCA and the other Pac-7 opponents. In that game at Royal Stadium, the win ran the Royals' record to 3 wins against 1 loss. So a big win that night against Tuskegee Valley, which came on the heels of the week prior, where the Royals eked out, as they say, a old-fashioned 6-2 victory. There aren't many 6-2 wins, but they won 6-2 the prior week. So an offensive outburst against Tuskegee Valley a week later in the 35-14 victory. That was the Pac-7 season opener for the Royals that year, and it was the second of 7 straight victories against the Tuskegee Valley Trojans. On September 18th, 2015, that 7-game win streak against Tuskegee Valley did come to an end, however. It was Coach Dan Larlam's first year on the sideline for CVCA, and if you remember back that far, it was a rebuilding effort at that point. The Royals program had bottomed out, and there wasn't much left. So that season, and frankly the first 18 games of the Larlam era, were all about retraining the culture. At that point, they finally got that win in 2017, the first win 19 games into the Larlam era. It's been anything but up since then, with a pair of playoff appearances the last 2 years. But in 2015, on September 18th, the Royals fell to Tuskegee Valley at home, 27-17. We're at halftime here in Massillon, Ohio, in Tuscarawas Township, one of the 17 townships that make up Stark County, Ohio. Tuslaw High School is named after Tuscarawas County, or rather Tuscarawas Township. There is separately a Tuscarawas County. We are not there. We are in Stark County. But Tuscarawas Township, one of the 17 townships in Stark County, and I believe there is also a Lawrence County, I believe. But the LAW law goes with the Tuscarawas, TUS, and makes up Tuslaw local schools, and that's how they got the name here at Tuslaw for the Tuslaw Mustangs. So we're at Tuslaw High School in Tuscarawas Township, Massillon, Ohio. About a 45-minute drive to the southwest of Cuyahoga Falls, where the Royals are on the road with a big halftime lead. The Royals received the opening kickoff and quickly made easy work of the Tuslaw Mustangs defense, and it was a harbinger of things to come. They had a first down play that gained a yard. and then a penalty on the Mustangs, which picked up 5 more yards, and then Michael Bevington ran off the left side and then cut back to his right, and he was gone into the end zone, a 54-yard touchdown run, and opened the scoring 7-0 CVCA. Tuslaw, though, answered quickly with a pass to Caden Lau, an out pattern of 5 yards. The Royals defender was aggressive, and it looked like he fell down, and then Caden Lau was off to the races for the final 35 yards of what was a 40-yard touchdown pass. It was 7-7 just minutes into the ball game. The Royals got the ball back and went on a meticulous drive down the field, and I believe, it's hard for us to take notes, but I believe that was Kyle Snyder's first touchdown run rushing of the game. Snyder had 3 touchdowns on the ground last week and is the workhorse in the backfield for CVCA. The Royals were up 14-7. Tuslaw then took the next possession right back down the field and put another ball into the end zone. This time Dylan Workman won the catch, and the Mustangs pulled within 14-13. The extra point, though, looked like it was tipped, and the score held at 14-13. From there, it was all CVCA for the remainder of the half. Brennan Darr caught a long touchdown pass. I believe Eli Dykandrew was the recipient of another, and then Michael Bevington and Kyle Snyder both got in the end zone another couple of times. The Royals were not stopped in the first half, putting up 6 drives and 6 scores. At halftime, they lead this one 42-14. Elsewhere tonight on the out-of-town scoreboard in the Pac-7, we've got some halftime scores for you. The Orville Red Riders have a late second quarter lead against Loudonville, 14-0. So Orville trying to come back off the big loss at CVCA last week, looking to post their second victory of the season. They hold a 14-0 halftime lead, or late second quarter lead, rather, against the Loudonville. I believe they are the Redbirds, Loudonville. Cardinals or Redbirds? We'll find out next week when they visit CVCA for CVCA's second home game of the season against Loudonville. The big game of the week has the Northwest Indians playing against Manchester at home, and at halftime, Northwest is up big against the Panthers, 28-7. 28-7 Northwest, who are looking to go 4-0 in conference and really put a solid stranglehold on the lead en route to what may be a Pac-7 championship for Jordan Mick, his brother Braden, and the rest of the Northwest Indians that we saw 2 weeks ago. Here at Tuslaw, you know the score. CVCA leads 42-13, a big 29-point lead at halftime. And then down at Fairless in Navarre, Fairless has a big 31-0 halftime lead over the Tri-Way Titans. So Fairless, who was shut out shockingly last week by those Manchester Panthers, have come back home, and home never smelled or tasted so good for the Fairless Falcons. 31-0. They've got a big halftime lead over Tri-Way. So those are your Pac-7 out-of-town scores. Big leads tonight at near halftime for Orville, Northwest, Fairless, and CVCA. So we mentioned it before. We look ahead to next week. The Royals will return home for the first of 2 straight home games against Loudonville. Loudonville got their first conference victory last week against these same Tuslaw Mustangs. They defeated the Mustangs 28-7 last week, held the Mustangs out of the end zone. The only score they did give up was the 92-yard touchdown return by Caden Lau. So we'll look forward to seeing Loudonville, and most importantly, we will look forward to seeing Loudonville at home as they make the hour-and-a-half drive to Cuyahoga Falls and CVCA. It will be, I think, either the last or the second to the last time that CVCA plays Loudonville as a Pac-7 opponent. Loudonville announced earlier this year that they are leaving the Pac-7 and will be going to a conference that is closer to home for them, and frankly, for all of the other Pac-7 teams, that long road trip will go away. I believe that actually will take place in the 2022 season, so the Royals may have one more trip down to Loudonville next year. In their place, the Pac-7, I believe, has already announced that Canton South will join the Pac-7 in 2022. So, the clock has run out at halftime, and we are getting ready to start the third quarter here from Tuslaw High School with the Royals up big 42-13.
Some local scores from around the area at halftime. It's Lake over Glen Oak, 28-0.
Both teams are back on the field.
They're all tied up at 24.
The Royals actually never leaving the field
At halftime,
as they convened in the
Benedictine 3.
west end zone here, the end zone that is shaded by the big mature trees.
12-0.
Tuslaw did retreat to their locker room, which is off the east end zone near the entrance to this fine facility. They've done a nice job down here at Tuslaw. They've got a really nice facility at William E. Kurtz Stadium here in Massillon. Huge Mustang horseshoe that is probably 2.5 stories high that you walk through when you enter, with the big Tuslaw Mustang, which is part of their logo in between it. Their football offices and locker rooms are right there, so it's not a far jaunt or walk into their locker rooms. Their concession stands are right by there. Their home stands, as you've seen on the broadcast where our camera is from the visiting side, their home stands have a big 2-story tower where their PA system and their PA people and scorers are. They are doing their own live stream tonight, so we tip our caps to them. Those stands on the home side seat about 2,000 people. We came down here for a site visit last Sunday afternoon, and I walked every seat of the stands and counted all the seats. They do have multicolored seats so that from our vantage point you see the big T that is portrayed in the home stands. They are all socially distant tonight and every night this year. Limited capacity. This stadium holds just over about 2,500 people, I believe. Each row on the home side has 72 seats in it. And there are 15 rows, I believe, on that home side. Here on the visitor side, there are about 60 seats across the visitor side stands, and I believe there are roughly 10 or 12 rows on this visitor side. So in all, about 2,500 seats. You do the math, 15% of 2,500, and you're talking about 375 tickets available tonight. So I believe the Tuslaw fans got 2 for each player, and probably 2 for their band members, or maybe 1 or 2. At CVCA, they made 90 tickets available to the entire CVCA contingent tonight. So with about 60 football players, not a whole lot to go around. So if you're watching at home because you couldn't be here tonight, we are glad that you're with us. And again, we want to thank the new Friends of Royals Football organization that you'll hear more about in the coming weeks, which has helped to fund and underwrite the cost of these broadcasts to you. So we are using the Boxcast platform, as many of you have found over these first 3 weeks of the season. Boxcast, a great company based up in the Flats in Cleveland. They've got a national reach, though, and they make available the streaming technology that makes this broadcast look great in high definition on all platforms, be it your mobile phone, your browser, your TV app, so the Boxcast TV app, or apps plural. So their app is available on Roku, on Amazon Fire, and on Apple TV platforms. So if you found that, you know to search for CVCA Football live stream within the app, and you can find the broadcast there and watch us and enjoy the broadcast on your big screen TV. Tonight we've also made the broadcast available for the first time officially on the CVCA Boosters YouTube page. That is a relatively new page, and we did actually have the Northwest broadcast going out to that page 2 weeks ago. But we didn't make the announcement because it was brand new. We wanted to make sure everything worked. It did, and so you'll be able to find these live streams on the CVCA Boosters YouTube page. So I know if you don't have an Apple TV or Roku or an Amazon Fire, but you do have a smart TV that has the YouTube app available, sign into that YouTube app on your smart TV, and you can catch these live streams live on your big screen through the YouTube app as well. Search for the CVCA Boosters page within YouTube, and that will get you the broadcast there. One final way to see the broadcast, and that's through the CVCA Athletics Facebook page, where last week. We do understand that, and we apologize that we had some issues with the Facebook page live stream. That was a setting that we corrected. We did rebroadcast that game on Facebook later on that evening, but we should be live on Facebook tonight. And if you have the Facebook Watch app on your smart TV, that's another way to find us. Works just like being in Facebook on your phone or on your computer. But Facebook Watch, you can watch anything that Facebook Video has available on Facebook Watch. That's a TV app as well. And just navigate to CVCA Athletics, the typical Facebook CVCA Athletics page within Facebook Watch. You'll find us there as well. What we're trying to do is make this live stream available as many ways as possible so that you can enjoy the action just as much as we do enjoy bringing it to you. We're ready to go second half, and it's another onside kick for CVCA. It's a battle for it. The Royals have it again. Or do they? The same referee who called the ball for Tuslaw the first time this happened called it for them again, but now it's confused and points to the Royals. The Royals do have it, first down and 10 on the onside kick. Bryce Keitlinger, the kicker, got down there and recovered his own kick, and so out comes the offense. There is no hiding the fact that that is part of the CVCA strategy. And at this point, halfway through the game and 3.5 games for the season, Tuslaw should have been ready for it, but they were not. So the Royals take over first down and 10 from midfield, just across midfield at the 49-yard line. Bevington will keep it on first down. He's across the 50 to the 45 and taken down there. A pickup of 5 yards. It's second down and 5 yards to go. Devin Van Nest on the tackle for Tuslaw. Officially a 6-yard gain. It's second down and 4 yards to go. Bevington with Snyder now to his left. He's got a pair of receivers to the top side, but Kyle Snyder to take the honors this time. Big gain. Flag down, though. It's going to come back as Snyder has a big run. Another flag down. Snyder picked up about 20 yards on that play, but I count 3 flags. Multiple holding calls, and when you get 3 flags on the field, we call that a laundry convention. So the Royals will march backwards.
Holding on the offense, a 10-yard penalty, repeat the down.
So they'll get 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The first one was thrown into the line of scrimmage. Not sure exactly who they picked up, but I'm sure it'll come up on the film.
Penalty on number 7.
And the referee wanted to make sure Jack Bova gets some airtime. Called that on him. The Royals' third-team All-State right tackle. So it'll be second down and 12. Bevington drops back to pass on second and 12. He's going to go long. He's looking for David Lewis. He's got him in stride just like last week. And Lewis is taken down by a shoestring tackle. Big, big gain. Michael Arnold saved the touchdown. David Lewis got behind Arnold, and if it weren't for the dive by Arnold, Lewis would have had another big touchdown. Instead, it's first and goal from the 2-yard line. Actually, they respotted at the 7-yard line. First down and goal to go. Snyder across right side, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown. Kyle Snyder into the end zone again, and the Royals pour it on. 45 seconds to go, or rather 45 seconds into the second half. The score is CVCA 48 and Tuslaw 13. Bryce Keitlinger back in the ball game. His leg is almost as tired, I think, as the CVCA cheerleaders at this point. Snyder, the long snapper. Lehner has the hold down, and Keitlinger's kick is up. Low kick this time is wide to the left. It's no good. So the score remains Royals 48, Tuslaw 13, and we are in the second half, and that quick score by CVCA extends their 29-point lead at halftime to 35 points. And when you have a 30-point lead or more in the second half, it means it will be a running clock. So it could be a very quick second half, which, frankly, we're still only into the fifth layer, at least I am. We haven't quite gone into the sixth layer, which is the winter coat. But it's a cold night here for mid-September, unseasonably cold. And the quicker we can get this game over with, not that we want to get out of here. We're enjoying this Royals football tonight, but the warm cars await. And it should be a relatively quick second half. So clock runs, except for changes in possession or injuries or scores, from this point onward, unless Tuslaw does score again and close that lead under 30 points. So Jeremy Strong and Caden Lau are back deep for the Tuslaw Mustangs. They've not been very busy, as most of the kicks for CVCA have been short, including a pair of onside kicks. And this time now Tuslaw has 9 guys within 15 yards of where the ball is being kicked, 6 of them within 10 yards. Keitlinger now squibs it past the second line. The Mustangs have got to get on it, and they do. 14, Caden Lau has it, and Lau brings the ball up close to the 40-yard line.
Number 34, Logan Scranton.
Logan Scranton was in there on the tackle for CVCA.
1st and 10, ball on the 45.
Lau actually ran the ball up to the 45-yard line, so it's 1st down and 10 from the 45. Clock runs now, and it will run for some time going forward, or so it should. Troy Harbeitner took 1 snap before the half. Beyond that, it's been a long time since the offense has been on the field for any kind of sustained length for the Tuslaw Mustangs. They hand off to Jeremy Strong on 1st down, and Strong is across the line of scrimmage. He picks up 3 yards. It will be 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Line of scrimmage is the Mustangs' 48-yard line. Strong gets it again, looks for some running room. There's none there. The Royals stack him up.
Line of scrimmage by number 52,
Matt Reidinger in again on the tackle.
on the tackle.
Public address announcement giving some credit to Brant Simmons as well.
Play brings up 3rd and 7.
Strong got no gain on that play, so it's 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Troy Harbeitner, the sophomore quarterback, will roll out to his right. He's being chased, but he's got a completion across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Michael Arnold on the completion, and there is a flag down in the backfield, however. It came late. This one may go against CVCA for a late hit.
Foul, roughing the passer, number 23, 15-yard penalty for the end of the run, 1st and 10.
They get Ben and Dexler on a roughing the passer call, so the big pass play completed 20 yards. They'll tack on another 15 yards, and Tuslaw will be in the red zone just like that. The ball is marched all the way down to the Royals' 17-yard line.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Harbeitner barks out the signals, rolls to his left, looks to throw. He's got a man out there. It's complete. Out of bounds.
Reidiner's pass is complete.
Might have been Caden.
Tommy Snyder.
Actually, first pass reception tonight for Tommy Snyder, the sophomore. Snyder picks up 4 yards on that pass completion. It's 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 5. Ball on the 12 for the Mustangs.
They spot the ball on the Royals' 12. This time Strong gets it again. Dances to the 10. Falls forward. Picks up 2 yards. So it's 3rd down and 3. And undoubtedly, Tuslaw will go for it on 4th down if they don't get it here on 3rd. Strong behind Harbeitner. Harbeitner rolls. He'll keep. Royals are there to get him, though. But Harbeitner picks up 4 yards. It's enough for a 1st down, down to the 5-yard line. It's 1st down and goal. Bryce Keitlinger was in there to stop Harbeitner.
1st and goal for the Mustangs, ball on the 5.
The Royals defense now trying to stiffen. 1st down and goal to go for the Mustangs on the 5-yard line. Strong gets it. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. Might have picked up a yard. Ben Andexler and Logan Scranton in there on the tackle for CVCA. Second down, goal to go from the 4-yard line. Royals blitz. Harbeitner rolls to his right, throws, and it's out of the end zone. Intended for number 13, Michael Arnold, the senior, could not stretch out. Despite his 6'2", 170-pound frame, that ball was too high for him, and it will bring up 3rd down and goal to go from the 4. The clock winds down to 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Again, the incomplete pass does not stop the clock with the Royals leading by more than 30 points. Tuslaw trying to close the gap. They've got 3rd and goal. Trips wide to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Harbeitner will roll to his left. He looks, and it is. We wait for the signal. It looks like it's a completed pass, but not into the end zone. Short. Caden Lau on the reception. It looks like when we're on the road, it's a tradition for the ambulance to flash their signals. They did that at Northwest. They did that at Fairless. They did that here, and the ambulance got a little excited there, starting flashing its, not signals. But it was not a touchdown. In fact, it's 2 yards short. So 4th down, goal to go, timeout for Tuslaw. They want to talk about it. And you hear the defensive coordinator, Ralph Bloom, calling in for the big beef. He calls Bova and Nichols to come on in and stack up the line of scrimmage. Timeout on the field. It is 4th down and 2.
For sponsoring our live stream. We appreciate your support also.
As the teams talk it over, Tuslaw trying to figure out a way to get into the end zone and close the gap on this game. Fourth down and 2. Harbeitner in the backfield. He's going to hand it to Strong, and Strong, actually it's a fake to Strong. Now he throws, incomplete, and the Royals hold on 4th down, keeping Tuslaw out of the end zone. The Royals will take over, 1st down and 10. A big stop for CVCA as they hold Tuslaw out of the end zone. That clock stops with 5 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the third quarter on the change of possession. The Royals will try and move the sticks and shorten this game. As the Royals set up on offense. Handoff. Clay Farley in the game, gets the handoff off left side, picks up 2 yards. Second down, 8 yards to go. Michael Bevington's night is done. It looks like Joey Lehner is in the game. So he's second on the depth chart, the freshman. Joey keeps the ball. He's across the 10, out to the 17-yard line, a pickup of 9 yards and enough for a first down.
Brought down by number 26, Devin Panest. First and 10, CVCA.
It's first down and 10 yards to go. They spot it on the 15. So Lehner in the backfield now with Clay Farley. Lehner hands off to, actually he keeps it after the fake to Farley. He runs right, still running, and out of bounds. Pickup of another 10 yards. It's enough for another first down.
Jaden Wolford on the stop for the Mustangs.
Check that, they spot him just shy of that first down marker.
Second and 3, ball on the 22.
Jack Bova gets a rest, comes to the sideline. And a lot of the backups now in the game for CVCA. Second down and 3 officially. Farley gets it. Farley's hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, picks up maybe a yard.
Brought down by Caden Lau.
Not much on that play. Third down and 2.5. Officially third and 3 on the scoreboard. Joey Lehner, the freshman, fakes the handoff, keeps it, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield.
Taken down in the backfield.
So for the first time tonight,
Hamrick on the
the Royals
Mustangs.
punting unit comes into the game.
Also Blaine Horvath in on that.
Still a nice job by the Royals backups to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. They move the ball 20 yards down the field. Bryce Keitlinger is in to punt it away.
Caden Lau back deep for Tuslaw.
Lots of substitutions coming in as the Royals swapping in starters and backups. Clock winding down. And it's through the hands of Keitlinger into the end zone. And the Mustangs may have fallen on it for a touchdown. They do. Touchdown, Tuslaw.
Covers that fumble in the end zone for the Mustang tour.
All kinds of chaos going on in that play as the Royals were swapping in backup players on the punt unit. The clock was winding down. The ball was snapped before the punter was ready, right through the hands. I don't actually think it was even Bryce Keitlinger back there on that. And then a hesitation. Tuslaw falls on the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. So, 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go, and Tuslaw gets a gift. The score is the Royals 48 and the Mustangs 19. That's an example where it might have been better to take a timeout as the Royals were shuttling in players, backups, and starters, clock winding down. Instead, the ball was snapped right through the hands of the punter,
Mustangs
who was not ready for it. So Tuslaw will go for 2. Hardbeitner will throw. He looks. It's complete on the goal line and just across the goal line for a 2-point conversion on the reception. Number 9, Tommy Snyder. So, with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the third quarter, Tuslaw draws to within 48-21. And now we go back to traditional rules with the Royals leading by 28 points. Assuming the Royals' backups do come in again, it'll give them an opportunity to perhaps go against the Tuslaw ones, which is an opportunity, frankly. Joey Lehner got in the tail end of the game at Fairless, moved the ball down the field, and then played a little bit, actually played a half of the JV game against Northwest, a game that was a defensive struggle. Northwest won that JV game by a score of 14-8. Lehner did play a half, and then he took some snaps at the very tail end of the game against Orville last week. But here, Lehner has the better part of 1.5 quarters to try and do something with the ball and the offense here in Massillon tonight in Tuscarawas Township at Tuslaw High School. So back deep for the Royals, number 3, Kyle Snyder, and number 30, Dylan Webb. Check that, it's Gavin Johnson, 5, back with Dylan Webb. Johnson and Webb back to receive the kickoff. And Tuslaw will onside kick it. The ball bounces. We wait for the signal. And the Royals have covered. The referee is signaling CVCA ball. And they did. The public address announcer got all excited on the other side of the field and gave the ball to the Mustangs. A huge cheer from the home crowd. But the referee this time, finally, for the first time on an onside kick, signaled the right way, and that way was CVCA's way. So the Royals will take over first down and 10 right at midfield. It is Joey Lehner and Clay Farley in the backfield. Pretty much the entire second string for the Royals. The ball is fumbled, and Lehner falls on it. He's going to lose 10 yards. So second down and 19, or close to 20 yards to go as the line of scrimmage moves back to the 40-yard line. This time the snap is good. Lehner fakes to Farley. He's going to keep it himself. He picks up 3 yards. It's going to be third and long for the Royals. Officially, they gave him 4. So the ball's on the 44-yard line. It's third down and 15 yards to go. Clock winding down toward a minute to go, third quarter. Lehner will look to pass on third and long. He throws, looking for Gavin Johnson, and Johnson cut in. Lehner threw it out. The ball falls incomplete, and it is fourth down. The Royals will be forced to punt again, and Coach Dan Larlam is literally yelling out the players' names who need to be in on the punt unit, the backup punt unit. So back to punt for CVCA is number 60, Sam Pixler. That's Samantha Pixler. Samantha Pixler, or Sam as she goes by, making history as the first female Royals football player. And she fumbles a snap again, and Sam is buried at the 27-yard line. So a tough outing tonight for Sam Pixler, who saw that first ball go through her hands into the end zone, and then was unable to field the second one. She did cover it, but she was taken down on the 28. There will be better days ahead for Sam Pixler as she makes history, but she will have to wait to get that first punt off. Meanwhile, the Royals lead still is 28 points, but there may be a ray of hope for Tuslaw here as we close in the end of the third quarter. The first string still in there. Royals running players on. Harbeitner is going to throw to the end zone, and he's complete. Touchdown. Michael Arnold on the touchdown catch, 28 yards, one play, and just like that, the Royals' punting woes in the second unit have given life to the Tuslaw Mustangs. They're on the board with 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. The score is 48 for CVCA and 27 for the Tuslaw Mustangs. Royals coaches on the sideline not happy with the way things have transpired over the last 4 minutes. The offense looked unstoppable in the first half with the ones. The twos, though, have had their troubles. Tuslaw will again go for two. Harbeitner throws into the end zone. It's complete and good. Number 9, Tommy Snyder again on the two-point conversion completion. And the score now, CVCA 48, Tuslaw 29. So we shall see what the response is from CVCA and the coaching staff, who gave the second string a couple of series, both on offense, special teams, and defense. And frankly, there is work to do on that second string. The first string looking very, very solid tonight, but the second string, as you would expect against the Tuslaw ones, having their difficulties and their troubles. The offense moved it a little bit, but the center to quarterback exchange lost 10 yards on that last drive and put them behind the sticks. The punting unit has given Tuslaw great field position, well, one time gave them a touchdown as they fell in the end zone. Undoubtedly, Tuslaw may try to onside kick it again. This time it's Dykandrew and David Lewis, the first stringers, back to receive. The Royals expecting the onside kick with 5 players. Close. It is an onside kick. It bounces, and the Royals do cover it. First down and 10 they will have, and it's the Royals' first string that comes back off the sideline into the game. So with the lead trimmed to 19 points from that 35 that it was, or 34 a short while ago. Check that it was 35 at 48 to 13. 16 quick points for the Tuslaw Mustangs has the Royals' first string back out there. So Michael Bevington and Kyle Snyder, along with the rest of the first string, take over first down and 10 from the 47-yard line. 42 seconds to go, third quarter. Bevington will hand off to Snyder. Actually, he will keep it himself on the fake, and Michael's on the way. Down the sideline he goes, into the end zone. Touchdown! One play. 54 yards. Snyder faked it to Snyder, faked me out, but went down the sideline and faked everyone else out. Just like that, the Royals respond. Michael Bevington with a 54-yard touchdown run. 31 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Royals now expand the lead to 54 to 29. Bryce Keitlinger back in there for the extra point. Snyder the long snapper, Lehner the holder. Snap is down, and Keitlinger boots it through. Add on a point. Bringing the score to CVCA 55, and Tuslaw 29. So the first string comes back out onto the field and makes super quick work of that Tuslaw momentum. The Royals cheerleaders stretching now, 55 points, 55 leg kicks that they have to do, or they choose to do, and they start. All I can say is better the young ladies than yours truly, who might pull more than one thing if I even tried to do half the 55 leg kicks that they're going to have to do here. Meanwhile, Bryce Keitlinger is back out in the field. Caden Lau and Jeremy Strong are back deep. Tuslaw with 9 guys within that 5-yard mark. The ball has to go 10 yards, and they are waiting for the onside kick this time. But Keitlinger kicks it away. It will be Lau. On the return, the Royals are down there to cover. First down and 10 for Tuslaw. They'll spot the ball on the 35-yard line. And the Royals put in the second string defense up 55-29 with 26 seconds to go. So the defense, the second stringers, have had a short field to defend for their short time on the field here in the second half. This time, Tuslaw's got a little further to go. A long field, 65 yards away. Hardbeitner will hand off to Strong. Strong spins, and a nice run by him. He's out near the 44-yard line. We'll call it a picket of 7 yards. It's second down and 3 yards to go. But that's going to do it here in the third quarter. An interesting third quarter. The Royals open with the onside kick, scored quickly. 45 seconds into the quarter to get the clock on the running clock. Put in the backups. Had some miscues, and Tuslaw with 2 quick touchdowns and 2-point conversions, closed within 19. Then CVCA put the end of that momentum with a 54-yard touchdown run by Michael Bevington. We've reached the end of 3. The score, the Royals 55, the Tuslaw Mustangs 29. Again, this week we want to thank the weekly football power meal sponsor. Week 4 here, it's Texas Roadhouse in Stowe at 4310 Lake Point Corporate Drive. Big shout out to them, and a thank you to them for their continued sponsorship and support of CVCA Royals football and the CVCA Royals Power Meal program. The teams retake the field. They switch sides. Tuslaw now going from right to left from our vantage point. That is east to west. The Royals defending the west end zone here in the fourth quarter. As it begins, Hardbeitner will look to the far side and throw a wobbly pass that's complete. It's close to a first down. Caden Lau on the reception. Logan Scranton was there on the tackle. And it looks like enough for a first down, but they have third down on the marker, but in front of where the first down would be. So finally the referees discover the fact that the chains have not moved, and they signal them to move forward. They reset the chains, first down and 10. Hardbeitner hands off, and Jeremy Strong is plowed under in the backfield, in there on the tackle. Number 23 for CVCA, Ben Andexler. His name has been called most of the night. He's got a bunch of tackles, and he's made a big difference on defense. Andexler coming in from that D-line position. We talked about it in the open that CVCA would have the advantage on both lines of scrimmage. Andexler at 6 foot 190, and with some speed off the ball, has made a living in the backfield tonight. 2nd down and 12. Hartbeitner, the quarterback, Hartbeitner rolls to his right and throws complete. Caden Lau with some yards after catch has enough for a first down. I have been trying not to stumble over Troy Harbeitner's last name all night, but it is officially a mouthful, and I just did it there. So, apologies to you, Troy, the sophomore quarterback for these Tuslaw Mustangs. Nice pass by him there. This time he hands off. And after a broken tackle, big run. Huge first down for number 26. That's Devin Van Est on his first carry of the night. The Mustangs, again, trying to go to work on the CVCA backups. They advance that ball down inside the 20-yard line. First down and 10. They'll spot it on the 17-yard line. Van Est will get rewarded. He gets the ball again, but this time he gets nowhere. Carter Parmenter was in there to lead the charge for the Royals defense. They knock Van Est back. He'll lose 4 yards. Check that, 5 yards. The ball goes back to the 22-yard line. It's 2nd down and 15 yards to go. The clock runs. 9.5 minutes to go. 4th quarter action here from Tuslaw High School. Royals up big 55-29. Harbeitner out of the shotgun. He's got Van Est behind him. He looks to throw, and he now tucks it, and he's going to run. And he's going to pay the price. A nice little carry for Troy Harbeitner. But Matt Reidinger was there to stop him in his tracks. It's a pickup of about 6 yards. If Harbeitner had looked off to his right toward the corner of the near corner of the end zone, he had a man running wide open, and that was 6 points. He will see that on film tomorrow. But he is a name that you'll be hearing in years to come. First-year starter, Harbeitner. Sophomore quarterbacks become very good senior quarterbacks. Harbeitner looks to throw in the crossing pattern. He's got a man complete. Tommy Snyder on another reception. There's a flag down. And Snyder was dragged down. We are about 50 yards from where the ball is, but that could be a face mask the way Snyder went down quickly. Waiting on the signal. The referee puts his microphone on. I had the wrong part of the body, not the front, the face mask, the back horse collar. So, half the distance to the goal after the completion. The Mustangs are a yard away from the end zone. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Harbeitner hands off to Van Est, and Van Est cuts to his right. He's into the end zone. It's a touchdown. And after the play, a flag is down. Van Est came flying out of the pile. And the Royals becoming a bit undisciplined. The referee calls a personal foul. He does not call out the number, so we could not see who it was, but they will assess the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. And I believe that's the second personal foul of the evening tonight, which is going to result in some extra aerobic activity on Monday at practice. When the Royals have a personal foul, the entire team ends up having to pay the price on a Monday practice. So, a foolish play there, but the Mustangs will go for two again, trailing by 20, 55-35. Harbeitner throws toward the right side. It's complete, and a slip into the end zone, but tackle before the goal line. The two-point conversion fails. Pass completed, but short of the end zone. So 8:24 to go in the ball game. The Royals lead it 55-35. Royals up by 20 points here in the fourth quarter. What was that 35-point lead has been trimmed down to 20. The Royals backups getting plenty of opportunity to play tonight, but they need to make sure they're careful and keep separation. There will be a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. So the kickoff will take place actually on the Royals side of the field, I believe. Normally, I believe the kickoff is from the 40-yard line, so after 15 yards are marched off, it should be spotted on the Royals' 45-yard line. It's likely, again, that the Mustangs will onside kick it. The Mustangs do come out to the 40. Referee has yet to march off the penalty, which they said they would. And now they signal personal foul. They move the ball up. And as we suspected, the Mustangs will kick off from the Royals' 45. So assuming an onside kick here, the ball would have to travel 10 yards to the Royals' 35-yard line. And CVCA has 10 men up to expect an onside kick. The only man back is 4, Joey Lehner. Caden Lau will kick it off for Tuslaw. Lau boots it, and he boots it to the corner. And Lehner lets the ball roll out of bounds. A good, smart play by the young quarterback for CVCA, who is the only man back. The dead ball out of bounds penalty will result in great field position for CVCA. That's the last thing that Tuslaw wanted to do on that kickoff. So as the offense heads back out on the field, it's going to be the second string again. So Michael Bevington in for one play, one drive, along with his first string cohorts. But it would be good to see if the second string can put together a couple of first downs to take some time off this clock. Joey Lehner will be the quarterback. Clay Farley in the backfield, 44. And there is a curious call by the referee. If you heard that over the public address system, instead of giving the Royals the ball after the kickoff out of bounds, they're assessing a 5-yard penalty against Tuslaw and allowing them to re-kick the ball. Given that that was a Tuslaw penalty, you would think that CVCA would have the option to choose how the penalty is assessed. And yet, Tuslaw will have another chance to probably kick an onside kick and possess the ball. So, Caden Lau sets the tee up once again. There is not much of an argument from the Royals sideline, so while it's a curious call at best, Lau stands a couple yards to the right. This time he tries to get a bounce. The Royals do cover it. David Lewis was out there, a member of the Hands team. First team wide receiver for the Royals. And after all that, the Royals will take over first down and 10 on the 31-yard line. I don't think any time went off the clock on either kick. We call that hometown scoring, hometown clock keeper, actually. Nevertheless, here we go. Joey Lehner, the quarterback, Clay Farley to his left. A low snap again. Lehner falls on it.
Joey Lehner recovers the fumble.
So this has been the other consistent thing that the JV team has struggled with is the backup center role and clean snaps to the quarterback.
Brings up second and 17.
So it's a loss of 7 on the poor snap that rolled back to Lehner that he had to fall on. So it's second down and 17 yards to go. This time it's a good snap. They hand off. Actually, Lehner keeps it himself, and he's plowed under.
And the quarterback is taken down in the backfield.
Royals going backwards.
A.J. Lucas on the sack for the Mustangs. Backs Royals up to the
So after the loss, it's going to be third down and at least 20.
third and 21.
Officially third and 21. Quarterback Lehner looks to the sideline. It's another bad snap, and Lehner falls on it.
Joey Lehner recovers the fumble.
The Royals will be forced to punt. 3 plays, 2 bad snaps, and a loss on the 1 play that was successfully snapped back to the quarterback. Fourth down and very long. This time Bryce Keitlinger goes in, so Sam Pixler's night is done. The Royals with the big 35-point lead, but Tuslaw has inched back into this one as the second string has not been nearly as productive or productive at all. Keitlinger gets the snap, kicks it. The ball will roll out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 36 yards on the punt, no return. Tuslaw will have it first down and 10 once again. 6 minutes, 18 seconds to go. What was a very crisp game for the Royals through, we'll call it 2.5 quarters, has been very choppy since that time. And the Royals backups getting plenty of time on film, and the Royals coaching staff using this as an opportunity to get those backups in and undoubtedly coach them up during the week. Depth is a key challenge at this level of football in the state of Ohio. The Royals ones can play with just about anybody rather. And when you get down to the twos, they will become the ones, and they're going to have to learn. Van Est, the running back, scoots to his left, picks up about 5 yards, and then is leveled. Hayden Grant, the freshman, took him down, and he was popped after that 5-yard gain. The clock runs, 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Harbeitner, the starter, the sophomore, with some of his backups in. Van Est, Harbeitner looks to throw. Caden Lau reels it in.
Harbeitner's pass is complete to Caden Lau.
So mostly the Tuslaw ones still in. Lau's reception is good enough for a first down. First and 10, Tuslaw.
Ball on the 35.
They advance the ball down to the Royals' 35-yard line. Side, They have a single receiver to the right side. Harbeitner will throw again. He's going long. The Royals are in coverage, and the pass falls incomplete. Michael Arnold was the intended receiver. Gavin Johnson, number 5 for the Royals, out there in coverage. And he was tracking that one the entire time. Johnson, the freshman wide receiver on offense, playing defensive back there, and ensuring that that pass was not completed. So after the incomplete pass, 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Second down and 10. Harbeitner will pass again. He's got a man out there in the flat, open, complete, touchdown. Caden Lau running wide open. 4:44 to go in the ball game. Harbeitner to Lau, and it's 55-41. The lead is now just 14 points. A game that was well in hand at halftime and early in the third quarter has come back to the homestanding Mustangs, who have put up 41 points with an extra point to come.
Mustangs going for 2.
They will go for 2 points again. Harbeitner in the shotgun, rolls to his right, throws. The pass is complete for a 2-point conversion. Caden Lau, the man of the hour, completes that 2-point conversion, and we've got a much tighter game than we had a bit ago. It's 55-43. When you look at the box score tomorrow, you're going to think this is a game that was a closer game, or much closer than it actually has been. But the Royals giving the second stringers opportunities, and they have not capitalized on them, and they have allowed Tuslaw to inch their way back into this game. And again, you expect another onside kick here with just 4:44 to go. If Tuslaw comes up with it, then they might have something cooking. This time they'll kick off from the 40-yard line, the traditional spot. So the Royals do send back out 10 men up close. The only man back is number 4, Lehner again.
Caden Lau teed it up for the Mustangs. Joey Lehner back deep for CVCA.
It's been a tale of 2 games, all in one. Caden Lau, the man who caught that touchdown pass, steps into it. It's an onside kick, and it touches one of the Tuslaw kick coverage men only 5 yards down the field. That's illegal touching. Flag is down, and the Royals will take over at the spot of the illegal touching. So now the first string comes back into the ball game. And it is a cool night tonight here in Massillon. The starters have been, other than that one Michael Bevington play, on the sidelines for the better part of a quarter, and now they're forced to come back out. So hopefully they've stayed warm and loose. That's the key. After playing and then standing on the sideline for the better part of the last 15 or 20 minutes, now they're forced back into the ball game. So Michael Bevington is back in. Bevington will hand off to Kyle Snyder. Snyder picks up 4 yards.
Brought down by Jaden Wolford and Devin Vanest.
Second down and 6.
Brings up 2nd and 6. Ball on the 44.
Tuslaw did use 1 timeout earlier. They have 2 timeouts remaining. If they have any hopes, they need to force some type of a turnover here. The Royals will be well served to take good care of the ball. 4 minutes to go. Bevington this time keeps it. He's across the 40. He's got Green in front of him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. It's another Michael Bevington touchdown. The first string offense tonight for CVCA has been unstoppable. Michael Bevington, 56 yards to the house that time, following his 54-yard touchdown the prior time he saw the field. That brings the score to the Royals 61 and Tuslaw 43, and we've got to be approaching near records for number of points for CVCA. The Royals running Clay Farley back onto the field. Clock winding down. They do set under 5. Snap is down, and Bryce Keitlinger boots it through. 3 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the ball game, and the Royals extend the lead to 62 to 43. That first string off time, Bevington ran off the right side. That's Jack Bova and Tony Collins on that side, but he can run left side, right side, or up the middle. When the first string offensive line is in there, the Royals have done as they willed tonight. So, that drive, 2 plays, and the Royals strike quickly once again.
There must be no congregating after the game. Thank you for your cooperation.
The Royals cheerleaders once again getting a workout. I broke out the abacus, Chad Dar, last week, but I think I need an abacus to count up all the leg kicks they have done tonight. 55 last time, 62 this time. 62, and they're done. How about the Royals cheerleading squad? Meanwhile, Bryce Keitlinger is out. He kicks off. Medium. The ball bounces. Who's going to come up with it? Number 9 was down there, Tommy Snyder. It bounced in front of him. I think Eli Dykandra was down there to try and get it at its pinpoint, at its highest point. But Snyder was able to cover the ball. A dangerous play for Tuslaw. But they have come up with it. So the Mustangs will take over once again. And it looks to be a combination of first string and second stringers out there now for the Royals defense. I do see Kyle Snyder back out on the field along with David Lewis, but Joey Lehner is out there as well with Gavin Johnson. On the line up front, number 23, that's Ben Andexler, who's been in and making plays all night. Bryce Keitlinger is out. So the Royals look like they may have had enough of Tuslaw marching up and down the field here in the second half. Jeremy Strong, actually it's Van Est on the run rather, picks up 1 yard in that play. 2nd down and 9. J.J. Boone shuttles into the game. J.J. Boone is going to be a name you'll hear a lot about in years to come. He's been making plays on JV most of the season. This time Harbeitner rolls to his right, looks and throws. He completes. Tommy Snyder again. He's taken down at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 yards. The aforementioned Gavin Johnson makes the tackle for CVCA. We are under 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and 3. And the Royals jump. 23. Ben Andexler on the hard count was caught off guard that time. The 5-yard penalty will result in a first down for the Tuslaw Mustangs. The ball advances out to the Mustangs' 45-yard line. The clock winds again. Troy Harbeitner looks to throw. This time he's looking for number 13, and he's got him complete. First down to Michael Arnold. Joey Lehner was back there along with Gavin Johnson on the coverage. Big pickup on that play of 25 yards.
Gavin Johnson on the stop. 1st and 10 Mustangs.
The Mustangs down inside the 30-yard line of the Royals. Officially the 28-yard line. Whistles on the play. Flags are down.
Dead ball, false start, number 55, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Referee calls a false start on the Mustangs. Anthony Logan. They march off 5 yards against him. I'm sure he's cold. He did signal encroachment, however. So they've been signaling the wrong way most of the night. It may not be the A team, but they've done an okay job tonight officiating. This time Harbeitner rolls to his right, and he is buried. Not much there. In fact, I think he lost 2 more yards. The clock winds down to 2 minutes. And the referee stops the game once again. Number 76, that's Aaron Swager, is escorted to the sideline. Sal Camerata comes in to take his place for the Tuslaw Mustangs. I'm not sure if it was an equipment issue or what the case may be, but they rewind the clock. It's going to be 2nd down and 17 yards to go. Harbeitner looks to throw, and he gets a man complete. Looks like it's Caden Lau. He's got enough for another Tuslaw first down. Brant Simmons on the stop. But the Mustangs are already back down to the Royals' 12-yard line. Harbeitner looks to throw left, and this time it's incomplete. He was looking for Michael Arnold. Minute 23 to go. 2nd down and 10. Harbeitner and the Mustangs break the huddle. Now they look to the sideline. Whistles blow. There is some confusion over which football should be in the game. Each offense has their own football. They get it settled, reset the play clock. Harbeitner takes the snap, and he's buried in the backfield. Sack. Not only is it a sack, but it's a fumble. And the Royals have recovered. CVCA puts a lid on this one with the sack of Harbeitner, the strip sack, fumble recovery, and the Royals offense heads back out on the field to put the finishing touches on this one. What a night it's been. A night for the first string offense who has not been stopped all evening. They have not punted. The second string, we can't say the same, nor for the second string defense, but the first string offense with 9 touchdowns. Bevington under center. He'll kneel down. He's got to do that just a couple more times, and this one will be in the win column for the CVCA Royals. For the first time in 10 years, the CVCA Royals will have come to Tuscarawas Township, Massillon, Ohio, Tuslaw High School, and walked off the grass field here at Tuslaw with a victory. A victory that was a long time coming. Second down. And the play clock runs out. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. The game clock runs down to 35 seconds. And now our officials crew, as we were just lauding them a few moments ago, saying they've done a pretty good job, signals that they have no flag on the play. They rerun the clock, and that's going to do it. The Royals do not have to snap the ball again. The teams come out to the hash marks. There are no shaking of hands in the COVID-19 world, but after they've battled for 48 minutes, they will salute each other. The clock winds out, and we've gone final here from Tuslaw. Final score tonight: the Royals 62, the Tuslaw and raise their record to 2-2. The Mustangs will retreat to their locker room and fall to 0-4. An outstanding night for the CVCA Royals offense, who were not denied one time when the first string was in from the very beginning. They took care of business. Michael Bevington, on the second offensive snap of the game, went more than 50 yards. I believe it was 56 yards for a touchdown. He had 3 similar runs tonight that were more than 50-yard touchdown runs. When they tally up his totals tonight, it's going to be a bordering on perhaps one of the highest single-game rushing totals in CVCA Royals history. We'll check that out and tweet out if he's got any specific records that he's come up with, but he was not the only star tonight. Brennan Darr had a touchdown pass. Eli Dykandrew took in a touchdown pass. Ever the workman, Kyle Snyder, found the end zone a couple of different times. And the Royals offense did as it pleased tonight, putting in a huge victory to go 2-2 on the season, 2-2 in the pack, and ironed out a lot of kinks. Next week, Loudonville comes to CVCA, and those Loudonville players will have an hour-and-a-half bus ride to think about all the things that this dynamic CVCA offense might do to them. But that's it tonight here from Tuslaw High School. My name is Tim Nichols. It's been a pleasure being with you tonight. Before we go, we want to thank you for joining us again this evening. We also want to thank CVCA Royals parents, football parents that is, and friends of Royals football for helping to bring these broadcasts to you. If you would like to get involved and help support the cost of these broadcasts, again, reach out to us. Find us on Twitter. Find us with a direct message on Twitter, or reach out to someone you know from CVCA. We're still looking to try and underwrite a bit more as we push through the season to make sure we get the rest of the games on air and cover the cost of them. So thank you for those of you who have already participated. If you'd like to help see the Royals on these live streams the rest of the year, we would welcome that, and we would appreciate that greatly. Speaking of appreciation, we want to thank one more time tonight the Week 4 football power meal sponsor. That's Texas Roadhouse in Stowe. If you're looking for a good meal, head on down to Texas Roadhouse in Stowe at 4310 Lake Point Corporate Drive. Thank you to Texas Roadhouse for being a power meal sponsor and for feeding the Royals last night. On behalf of Chad Darr, who's been at my right-hand side tonight, making sure everything works for the sound and for the cameras, Zach Nichols, who's been on the camera bringing you the coverage, and the rest of the team behind bringing this broadcast to you, we thank you for watching. Again, the final score tonight, Royals 62 and Tuslaw much less than that. I think it was 42. Tim Nichols from Tuslaw High School. So long, everybody.